All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nicole Salviejo. I serve as the Program Services Coordinator for SparkPoint at the College of San Mateo. My pronouns are she, her. And so today, in partnership with STEM at CSM, we are here to share more information about a really great resource that I hope that you consider. It's called Calfresh. So these are important dollars that you could use towards groceries and hopefully free up some money so that you can apply it towards another bill. We're going to be together today for about an hour. I might not use all of that time. There will be some time at the end to ask questions. So I try to keep my presentation style really casual. So, forgive me if I present casually. And if you have questions in between, please feel free to ask, right? Because I want to make sure that you are well informed and have the things you need so that you can submit a complete application, or you just have the information that you need so you can share it with your family to see if they're interested in applying for the program. Okay. So, just to break it down of like the key themes that we're going to be talking about. We'll do a little bit more information about SparkPoint at College of San Mateo because we offer a variety of services that you have the ability to access as early as today, right? And then we'll go over the bigger pieces of this presentation, which include what is Calfresh, right? What is this resource? We'll talk about where you can use these funds, the eligibility process, right? What does the application look like, as well as additional food programs that you may want to consider, especially as a student here at College of San Mateo. And then we'll have time for questions and answers at the end. I was going to ask y'all to do a interest form, but it looks like we have your G numbers in the chat. IT is able to help us with this. And then for those who are in person, we have a handout, right, where you can enter your name and your information. So make sure, we want to give you credit for your attendance. So please, in the chat, enter your G numbers, and if you're part of Promise, or sign in with Dr. G in the back. Okay. So the financial impact. Right? Sometimes it's really important to hear, well, I mean, they're not with me, but to hear stories from students about what Calfresh has supported them with, right? So we have a biology student, a recent biology student who was approved for Calfresh, and this is what they shared. Before COVID-19, I was working 2 jobs and attending CSM full-time. When the pandemic forced one of my jobs to close, I lost income that I regularly used for groceries. Applying for Calfresh was worth it. I now have an extra $200 a month to spend on food and can avoid going into credit card debt. This was a student who at a certain point in time had to rely on their credit cards just to be able to afford groceries, right? Because all of their other income that they were receiving was going towards rent and other bills, right? So if Calfresh can be used to help stretch your budget, right, we want you to be able to apply and have access. And I'm going to take a step back. So SparkPoint, right? SparkPoint, we are located in building 17, room 154. So not too far away from the ISC Center. And again, we support students with a variety of services, including applying for Calfresh. Here's a little map so you can see where we're located. And a little bit more information. So SparkPoint, our goal is to support students with providing them with financial empowerment education, right? And we have another arm of services that really support students with providing them with basic needs, tools, and resources to, again, help stretch that dollar, right? So how do we do this? Our bread and butter of our program is really our financial coaching. So my background is in counseling and finance and tax preparation. So I'll meet with students one-on-one to go over, their financial goals. We'll create a plan. And after 4 sessions, we still have room. We will distribute a $500 scholarship to you that you could use towards your goals, right? Students have come to us with uh, requests for support with budgeting, credit development, debt management, how to manage credit cards, and even planning for like the financial part of your journey when you transfer, right? What do student loans look like? How does repayment look like? And again, all of this information is for free. And after 4 sessions, you earn a $500 scholarship. In January through April of every year, we also run a free tax clinic. So we prepare your taxes, right? You need your tax returns to fill out your FAFSA, your DREAM Act, or your CCPG applications. We do all of that for free. You do not need to pay TurboTax, what I don't know how much that is these days, like $2,500, depending on your income. But we'll do all of that for free so that you have the information you need so that you can apply for financial aid. And then the basic needs arm of our program. So not only do we help students become more informed about programs like Calfresh, right? Money for groceries, but we also support them with applying for Medi-Cal. So this is medical insurance, or navigating Covered California and that website, because that can be super stressful. We also provide one-time rental assistance and emergency housing for students who are in immediate need of housing. So maybe you're facing eviction, or maybe home life is, it's not as healthy as it should be, and maybe you just need a place to stay, right? Away from, all of these challenges, so that you can have that little rest, that reprieve, so that you can stay focused in school, right? So you can continue to go to classes, you have a safe place to sleep at night. And all of these resources, you're not paying a dime. It's all free. It's all paid for by our college and district. And then lastly, our food programs, right? We have an on-campus food pantry or free grocery center. So every week during the academic year, we receive fresh goodies, fresh produce, fruit, vegetables, rice, tofu, chicken, eggs, milk, right? We had specialty items like yogurt this week. We had mangoes and strawberries 2 weeks ago. So they change up every week, and this is a free resource for students to come in and pick up and go. There is no application for our free grocery center. So we welcome you to come in, take some food, share it with your household, and again, put those hard-earned dollars back into a different bill or towards your savings. So these are the ways that you can contact us. I'll repeat this again at the end of the presentation. Feel free to email us. The link that's there, that SPCSM_FIN, that's my a link to my direct calendar, so you can schedule a meeting with me. And then of course our phone number. All right, so now you know a little bit more about SparkPoint and what we do. Now we're going to go into some some educational pieces around what is Calfresh, this resource that we want you to think about and hopefully apply to. So what is Calfresh? Some people may know it as, formerly known as food stamps. Here in California, and it's known as SNAP, right? Others know by the name of the card, which is like your EBT card, right? Calfresh, it's all one and the same. Essentially, these are funds that are awarded through the county and the state where you could use towards groceries for your household, right? Benefits are directly deposited to this card that you receive once you're approved, and it's reloaded every single month, and you could use it at multiple grocery stores, even restaurants and farmers markets, but we'll go into that a little bit later. Just all you have to do is swipe, easy, you use your funds, you pay, and you're out the door. What I really like about Calfresh is that it's one of those resources where you don't, when you're at the store, you're not waiting for like a special manager to come in, right, to check you out, right? It looks like a debit card. You just pick up your items, you go to the register, you swipe your card like any other debit card that you would use, or a credit card, and then you pay for your items and you go. So that's how easy it is to use this resource. What are some of the things that you can purchase with your Calfresh dollars? So On the left-hand side, if you see on your screen with the thumbs up, these are things that you can purchase. And on the right-hand side, these are items that are technically you cannot purchase, right, with your Calfresh funds. So examples, right? You could shop and pick up fruits and vegetables, right? You can pick up meat, poultry, fish, even meat alternatives like Beyond Burger meat, or I'm trying to think of like the garden burgers, right? Tofu, all of that is acceptable. You could pick up dairy products, so milk, cheese, right? Or even alternatives, their almond milk, your oat milks, these are all covered by Calfresh. Breads, cereal, other food items that are like snacks, like the food that, especially if you're in person, the item like the granola bars, popcorn, these are all things that you can purchase with Calfresh dollars. Even seeds and plants. So if you wanted to start like your own garden, right, you could pick up basil, you could pick up tomato seeds, right? And all of this will be covered and you can grow your own food. The only items that you cannot purchase with your Calfresh funds, you would have to use your hard-earned dollars to do this, right? So any non-food items, so that includes pet food. I'm so sorry. I know pets are basically like siblings, like your children, right? But you'll have to use your hard-earned dollars to purchase pet food. Soap, household supplies like cleaning products, or any like grooming or cosmetic hygiene products, right? Face wash, shampoo, conditioner. You cannot purchase alcohol or tobacco products, energy drinks, vitamins, or medicine. Or if you like go to a Safeway and you know how they have the hot food counter, right? Where they have like the chicken nuggets, I think they have like pasta items, right? Those are some things that unfortunately you can't purchase, right? But everything else, right? The vegetables, the dairy, the meat, the shelf stable items, yes, you can. So that's a huge savings to you. So here's just a representation, right, of the things that you can purchase, right? The different aisles that you can go to that are approved. So again, healthy snacks, the meat, the fruit, the vegetables, the bread, the milk, the cheese. Where else can you use your Calfresh dollars? So I mentioned this. Did you know that every Saturday, there's a farmer's market literally right in this parking lot? It's a Saturday, right? I think so. And so there's a bunch of different vendors that sell fruits and veggies and even some other items. You could use your EBT, your Calfresh funds, even at the farmer's market. It's accepted there. In fact, they have like an information desk. It's called Market Match. You can tell them, I want to spend $10 worth of my Calfresh funds. And what they'll do is they'll give you a matching tokens. So when you go to pay for your food, right, for $10 worth of Calfresh funds, actually you're being credited for $20. So that allows you to even buy more vegetables, more fruit for your household. It's almost like a great little coupon, right, that you could use. And then here's the link where you could find participating farmers markets. But most, like what I found is that most farmers markets all over the Bay Area accept your Calfresh funds, and you can use them, and they'll do the market match of the $10. Also, you know, if you're living in San Francisco, Oakland, or Palo Alto, you could use your Calfresh dollars at participating restaurants. So I was looking at the list. There's a lot of small mom and pop restaurants, including, and then there's the chain places like Carl's Jr. and Subway. You could actually take your Calfresh funds and buy a meal for yourself. So a meal on the go, or maybe you want to treat you and your special person or your family out for a meal. You can still use your Calfresh dollars towards that. And again, saves you money, right? I'm just going to check the chat just for a second to see if there's any questions just yet. Okay, so nothing yet. Mostly G numbers. That's great. Thank you for entering your information. And again, any latecomers, please add your G numbers to the chat. And if you're a part of Promise, so that we can submit this information to Priscilla, so that you can this can be counted as attendance towards your incentive. Okay. I'm going to shift. So now I've told you all about the things that you could do, right, with your Calfresh funds, the foods that you can purchase with your Calfresh dollars. Now I'm going to go into the eligibility requirements because there is an application involved. And so this program is income based, right? And it's based on the size of your household. If an applicant is under the gross monthly income limit, they will definitely qualify for Calfresh. So it's always advised for you to apply with your entire household in order to receive the maximum benefit, right? So if you take a look at the chart below, this is we're almost at September 30th, but this is the current income limits that they've set. And so for a household of one, right, if you're making less than $2,148, you're eligible for Calfresh. And the maximum benefit that you potentially can receive is $250 per month, right? Again, for a household, let's just say if you have siblings, right? You live with a parent, maybe even a grandparent, right? So a household of 5. Looking at the income of the people who work in your household, 5,174, right? If you are under that threshold, you are likely to be approved for Calfresh. And the maximum amount that you could receive every single month is $992. That's a lot of money. Would you agree? Right? So this can definitely cover all of your household needs. What's nice about this too is that you don't lose your Calfresh dollars if you don't use them up in the month. So let's just say the month of September, you were awarded $250, but maybe you only used $100. That $150 of unused funds doesn't go away. It rolls over to the next month. So now you have the $150 plus the $250 that was, is owed to you in October. Does that make sense? So, again, these are funds for you to use on food to help stretch your budget. I don't know about y'all, but when I was grocery shopping, even at Trader Joe's, who I thought was super inexpensive, my bill for myself and my partner, it came out to be $100 just for a week, right? And I was like, oh my God, the inflation is really hitting us. And so, to have access to a resource like Calfresh, where you can potentially save yourself $100, that's $400 a month, right? $400 to put towards your savings, or to put towards maybe a car payment, right? Or to put towards rent, or maybe to put towards your plan towards transfer, right? Or whatever goal that you may have. Okay. So there are special student eligibility rules, right? So a student, how does Calfresh define who is a student? So it's a student is defined as a person who is between the ages of 18 and 49 and who is physically and mentally fit for employment, right? And who's enrolled in at least half time at their institution. So here at CSM, that's about 6 units. That's part-time. 12, a full-time is 12. So how you are automatically approved for Calfresh, here's a big one. Did you know that by participating and being enrolled in MESA, in a program like STEM at CSM, that is an exemption. You automatically are approved for Calfresh. That's a big deal, right? For those of you who are in this space with me today and who are in METAS or MESA, that's an automatic yes, you should be applying, right? Other ways that you could, let's say if you're not, I know we have other students here, right, through Promise or other programs. So other ways that you could automatically receive these benefits, right? You work at least 20 hours a week, right? Or you're approved for work study through financial aid, or you receive Cal Grants. So Cal Grant, it's a state grant to help pay for school, right, towards tuition. Or you're a full-time student who's also a single parent who has a child under the age of 12, right? Or you're a part-time student with a child ages, 6 to 11, and maybe you don't have access to childcare. Or if you're enrolled in CalWorks, which is a county-based program, right? If these don't, if you're not, if you don't meet any of these exemptions, there are others. Let's just say if you are a participant in EOPS here at CSM, so the Extended Opportunities Program. If you receive accommodations through the Disabled Student Programs and Services, here it's the DRC, right? Or Guardian Scholars or Foster Youth Success Initiative. These are all programs that qualify you to have access to Calfresh. And you don't have to meet all of them. You just have to meet one of them, just one, right? Including MESA and METAS, right? That counts. Okay. In addition to the student eligibility requirements, right? Let's just say, there's we have to take into consideration some household rules too. So if you are a student who's studying at CSM, but let's say your family lives in another city or another state separate from you, right? You're just a visiting student. Maybe you're here on a scholarship and your parents are living, I don't know, in Florida or in Idaho, or maybe even just Sacramento, okay? You can still apply for Calfresh as a household of one, right? So that's $250. If you are younger than 21, but you still live with your parents, right? You have to apply with your parents. That's the only thing. And when you apply with your parents, there is an upside, because then, if you meet the eligibility requirements, that still means that there's more money that you could potentially be awarded, right? That you could use towards groceries for the household. Right, so like, how do we apply, right? I'm meeting all of these requirements. So you definitely can apply on your own, or you can schedule a meeting with SparkPoint, right? I apologize, I didn't add the link here where you can apply by yourself, but it's just simply www.getcalfresh.com, all one word, getcalfresh.com. Or again, you can schedule an appointment with us after this workshop today, and we'll support you with the application piece. What's kind of nice about working with SparkPoint is that you have that one-on-one guidance to make sure you have all of the required documents and that you're submitting a complete application, right? If you're doing it on your own, right, sometimes it can be really challenging navigating the county and all the communication that they send you or may not send you. Sometimes it can be really stressful, but this is the process in general. So the application itself is not that long. It's just 10 minutes. They're going to ask you questions about your name, your address, your age, what your income is, who else is in your household, right? They'll ask you about your student status, and 10 minutes max. You can even do it on your phone if you wanted to. After that, the county will send you a link where you can take pictures with your phone of all of the different documents. So you do have to demonstrate proof of your living situation, and how you demonstrate proof, that includes like a picture of your ID, whether it be a school ID, passport, or government IDs like driver's license, or also your pay stubs. So if you work, right, you're gonna turn in a copy of your most recent pay stub. You could also put in your rent receipts or your lease, a copy of your lease. They're going to ask you for these types of forms. As long as you do it within the 30 days of when you first submit your application, right, the county has everything that they need. Once you submit your documents, there will be an interview. So the county of San Mateo, or whatever county you live in, right, they'll call you for a short phone call conversation. It's really short. They say 30 minutes, but honestly, I've seen with students, it's about 10 minutes tops. Yeah. And they're going to ask you the same exact questions that were on your application. Can you confirm your identity? Can you confirm your income, where you work, where you go to school? It's not stressful. They're not going to ask you about What are your skills? What are your weaknesses? This is not like a job interview, okay? This is just confirming your identity. Um, and so once you have that interview, right, in a few more days, you'll receive a letter confirmation whether you've been approved or not, right? And that approval will come with your actual card, the EBT Calfresh card. And then you can use it wherever you need to, right? Participate in grocery stores. I didn't think I mentioned this in the beginning, but when I say participate in grocery stores, we're not just talking about like that one Safeway down the hill, right? We're talking about Targets, we're talking about Costco's, we're talking about all Safeways, Trader Joe's. I've seen this, you're able to buy food at, oh God, I'm trying to remember all the names of the different grocery stores that are here in the Bay Area. It's really escaping me now. Ralph's, is that a thing here in the Bay Area, not in LA? But there's so many places where, you know, you could pick up groceries from. And again, no stigma. Have the card, pick up your food, swipe it, and you're out. So that's the application process. And again, right here, if you want to take a screenshot of this, this is the types of documentation that they will ask of you to submit. And again, these are just screenshots or photos off of your phone. You don't need a fancy scanner, okay? So you pay stubs, you know, your lease agreement, right? If you're renting, IDs. For students, they will probably ask for your student schedule, right? Your fall semester schedule, and also your financial aid letter. If this sounds like it's too much, right? You're like, Nicole, you're just talking about like a whole lot of documents. It's hard to stay organized. I got 10 million things on my mind, right? As a student, I'm assuming you do, right? You have a lot of other priorities. Count on me, right? Schedule a meeting with me so that I can guide you through this process every step of the way. And I can even help you take photos and scan the documents that you need for the application. Okay. Okay. We're coming to the end of the presentation. I told you I wasn't going to take up the full hour. But here's our resources. Take a screenshot if you are not using these resources already. So I spoke to our free groceries center. This is located in building 17, room 154. So you don't have to be approved for Calfresh in order to use this. There's no application, right? If you're not eligible for Calfresh, you can still utilize our free groceries center. So again, we have all of those fresh goodies, the fruit, the veggies, the dry goods, right? The proteins that you can take home and share with your household. We're open Monday through Thursday. The best time of the week, you'll have to find out. You have to stop by and see us, okay? If you can't make it on Monday through Thursday to our center, we also have a different option. We have free food Friday. So all of our staff is out by Lot X on campus, and you're able to drive up, right? They'll ask you, our volunteers will ask you, how many people in your household? You'll tell them 3, 4, right? However many. And then they'll open up the trunk of your car and they'll put in boxes of fresh groceries. And then they'll close it and then you're on your way. Again, no application, no implications of public charge. So if you're an international student, if you are undocumented, right, it doesn't matter, right? You can use these resources and they're here for free. You're not impacted by the taxes, right? You're not reporting this as income on your tax returns, right? But this is just free food that you can take home and share with your family. I think a couple of weeks ago, they even had avocados. Y'all don't, like, avocados are super expensive these days. I think it's like almost like $2 per one avocado. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, they all have all sorts of fresh goodies to take home, even bread, right? Here's the big one. We always get a lot of applications for this particular program, if you haven't heard about it already. So this is the SAM card. The SAM card is an acronym. It stands for Student Aid Meals. So if you were a student enrolled at CSM during the pandemic, you might have known the previous iteration of this program. It was called the Hunger Initiative, or the other students called it the food voucher, or they called it the Tango gift card, right? That program ended in July. So this program, the SAM card, this one that exists, it's considered as financial aid for food. So as long as you are a student here at the college and that you demonstrate financial need that's verified through your FAFSA or your DREAM Act or your CCPG, you're going to be approved, right? And it's $150 a month that you can use for meals that are purchased on campus at our Pac Dining or Pacific Dining cafeteria, right? We don't police what items you purchase, right? We're not going to be there say like, oh, you can only purchase the salads. No. Okay, you can choose the breakfast burrito, or you can choose the salad. You could choose the sandwich if you wanted the chips or the soda. Absolutely, right? No one's going to tell you no. So we want to encourage you to apply, and to apply, we want you to email us, right? So that we can get you started. It's a really quick application. It takes less than like 3 minutes. But again, this is $150 that you can use every month. So just like Calfresh, right? Let's say you only use 100 in September, and that means you have $50 left over. That $50 doesn't go away. It doesn't expire. It rolls over to the next month. So then you have 50 from September, the remaining funds, and then you have the 150 for October. Okay. All right. So here it is again, the information about our SparkPoint Center. If you want help with applying for Calfresh, you want to sign up for financial coaching so you can get that $500 scholarship. If you have questions about our rental assistance or our emergency housing resources, or you want to learn more about our food programs, please, the best way you can get a hold of me or us as a center, stop by Building 17, room 154, or if you're not on campus, you can email us at csmsparkpoint@smccd.edu. If you already know what you want, right? And you're like, I just want to schedule a meeting with Nicole, right? Just get started on your financial coaching. The link is right there next to that little globe to schedule appointment. It's that bit.ly /SP CSM_FIN, right? Let's get you started. Let's get you access to all of these resources. Okay. Questions? I'm going to also look at the chat. Okay. Oh, great. Okay. Do I have any questions from students? Yes. International students, we are reviewing that policy. Okay. So I want to connect with you and make sure I get your G number information, and we will keep you posted. But right now, our international students can definitely access our free grocery center and our free food Fridays programs. Yeah. Yes.
How long after you want the SAM card?
Mm-hmm.
Will you do some kind of update?
Yeah. The question was, how long do you have to wait before you receive a confirmation for the SAM card program? So our first distribution of cards went out September 15th. So if you applied after September 15th, it's probably going to take a couple weeks. So you'll receive an approval or a decision letter from my supervisor, and then they'll provide you with instructions, but there is a little bit of a waiting period. Yeah, currently, I think we're serving more than 400 students on campus with the SAM card. And even with our free grocery center, we're looking at a total of a little bit more than 350 students who come by on a weekly basis to access our resources. And we have enough, right? Come by, we want to support you. And I see there's other questions. Okay. Good, okay. Great. Anything else?
I want to say thank you. I knew about these services when so take advantage of it, it helps a lot.
Yeah, we try to help, so even if it's just for the $500 scholarship, right? So that you are more important when you're empowered with learning how to manage your finances, right? Let's have that conversation. It's all tailored to you and your financial goals. Okay, Salpi, I think we're done. I think we can end our session. Thank you everyone who is joining us over Zoom and in person. I look forward to hopefully getting in touch with you sometime this semester.
Yeah, just take the post-workshop survey